It is the outcry of a very challenged young man.
Developing overnight, new information on a string of bombings. Austin, Texas police now have a recording from the suspected serial bomber. Why they think this is a confession.
As the investigation continues in the Miami bridge collapse, what are FDOT officials doing to ensure bridge safety right here on the Suncoast? I have a live report from the Ringling Causeway straight ahead.
And that deadly collapse was caught on camera. New video this morning of the moment that bridge came crashing down in Miami. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Good morning, early risers. Glad you're with us already. It is Thursday, March 22nd.
That's right. Little Friday, Friday Eve. All things we like to say about Thursday. We are almost through this week, folks. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. One day more, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. Little Friday it is. And loving it. Let me tell you, temperatures kind of cool outside this morning. You're going to be waking up to temperatures in the 50s in most locations. In fact, even some lower 50s, and I bet Becky in Mayaca calls in with some 40s. I have no doubt. 51 degrees in Arcadia, 51 Wauchula, 52 in Mayaca. Along the coastline, yes, it's a little bit warmer. We've got 59 Sarasota, hanging on to the 60s in Longboat Key. Venice coming in at 57 and 57 in Inglewood. No rain today, absolutely none. It's going to be plenty of sunshine everywhere you look once again. The forecast again today calls for some mild afternoon temperatures, but for some folks still maybe a little on the cool side at 66, possibly a degree or two cooler than yesterday. However, our winds will start to subside. Oh, yesterday was so windy. Today, not quite as much, and so it might feel a little more comfortable in the afternoon, even though the actual air temperature might be a tad bit cooler. Complete weekend forecast, including a warm-up, coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Watch that construction project on I-75 at State Road 64. Also, 301 northbound as you head toward downtown Bradenton. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. 41 northbound as you leave from Fruitville and head toward the North Trail. And going to our final maps to the south, we'll see that is mostly clear until you get way out there by Clark Road, way out toward the center of the well, it's the far eastern part of Sarasota County. Nothing much so otherwise at 5:02 on your Thursday morning. New information now about the new video about what could have caused that bridge in Miami to collapse, killing 6 people.
Now take a look at this dramatic video just released that shows the moment when that bridge collapsed at Florida International University last week. Federal investigators are confirming that workers were adjusting a tension rod on a newly installed portion of that pedestrian bridge when it came crashing down on a busy highway. Now, when finished, that bridge was supposed to span a highway and connect Florida International University's campus to the neighboring community of Sweetwater. Now, investigators are still removing some bridge components for further testing as to just why it collapsed. And as the investigation into that collapse continues, many here on the Suncoast have wondered what FDOT is doing to make sure that our bridges are safe here.
I'm Marla Spence is live from the Ringling Causeway with a story on that. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. That devastating bridge collapse in Miami may have many wondering what is being done to ensure the safety of bridges and also the efforts that are being taken to make sure nothing like what happened in Miami happens here locally. We spoke to the Florida Department of Transportation to see what's being done regularly to make sure bridges like the Ringling are safe and secure for drivers. According to FDOT's website, it states the department inspects all public highway bridges in the state through FDOT's Bridge Maintenance Program. That program allows FDOT to inspect and maintain all county and state bridges every 2 weeks. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to be telling you what engineers and also developers also plan to do in the coming weeks to ensure bridge safety all across the state of Florida, including the Suncoast. Reporting live at the Ringling Causeway, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
For the latest on this story, breaking news, plus your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast, you can find all the information on the app.
Today, a big security change at the Broward County High School where 17 people were killed last month. Starting today, 8 state troopers will start patrolling Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High in Parkland. They'll be stationed at the school indefinitely, along with sheriff deputies, which will allow an armed guard at every campus entrance point. Governor Scott made the decision to bring in troopers after several recent security scares after that mass shooting on February 14th.
Well, it is a story that has changed dramatically in the last 24 hours. Police say they now have a 25-minute recording on a cell phone that they're considering a confession. Now, in that recording, Mark Condit, a former computer repair technician, reportedly explains in great detail the different bombs that he built in the Austin, Texas area, which included using batteries that he ordered online from Asia and then ordinary materials that he bought at a home repair store. Police say the tape is, quote, the outcry of a very challenged young man. The 23-year-old killed himself by detonating one final bomb in his SUV as authorities closed in on him early yesterday morning.
The suspect describes the 6 bombs that he constructed with a level of specificity that he identified the differences among those 6 bombs. We have told you all along that they all had similarities, which they did as far as specific components, but there were also differences between them. And on this recording, he identified what those differences were.
Now, the police chief points out that Condit never mentioned anything about terrorism or hatred and didn't offer any explanation about why he targeted his specific victims. It was more about his personal issues. Now, neighbors there describe him as homeschooled, very quiet, and very studious.
Police releasing new video of this week's deadly self-driving Uber crash in Arizona. Watch this video now. It shows the exterior view just moments before the crash. It also shows the inside of the car and the person operating the car before the collision. Video shows the car was driving 38 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Police are now investigating.
Well, this morning, Sarasota police are searching for a man that they say robbed one hotel and tried to rob another. Take a close look at this man. Police are asking for your help in finding him. Police say surveillance video shows him robbing the Quality Inn on North Trail just after midnight on Wednesday. Video also shows him heading to the Days Inn, also on North Trail, just up the road, for an attempted robbery in that case.
We absolutely want to get a suspect like this off the street. He implied that he had a firearm and used fear for these 2 clerks. We're just thankful that neither of the clerks were injured, but he did commit a crime, and so we're hoping to get him off the street as soon as possible.
The robber is described as a thin white man in his mid to late 50s, around 5 feet 8 inches tall, with blue eyes and light-colored hair. He was last seen wearing a gray hoodie, black shirt under that hoodie, long blue shorts, and black shoes. Now, if you have any information on him, Sarasota police want you to get in touch with them.
Happening today, Governor Rick Scott is securing Florida's futures budget. He's appearing at an event near Jacksonville. Scott plans to visit Canines for Warriors and also highlight funding for Florida military, veterans, and their families at an event in Ponte Vedra.
Also happening today, a hiring expo in Venice. Waste Management is looking for more drivers and technicians. The department is holding a hiring expo today from 9 until 5 at their location on State Road in Venice. Now, these positions are eligible for a special bonus of $2,000, a signing bonus, after they complete 1 year of service.
And this is a live picture from Selby Gardens. Pretty shot out there. Selby Gardens, of course, is on Mound.
That is right. One of the most beautiful places, very serene place here in the area.
Yes, very peaceful there right now. Still ahead, we'll have first alert weather and traffic. And do you live a comfortable life? A new study shows that many don't make enough to live comfortably in Sarasota.
And coming up a little later in the hour, why police are saying solving local crimes just got a whole lot easier.
Here's a live picture from our nation's largest city. Plenty of snow in Manhattan this morning. Wow, it looks chilly up there.
It does look very cold, but I'm feeling a little warmer, even if the temperatures are a little chillier here. John Scalzi, what's it look like today?
Well, we're not freezing like they are there, so that's something. We're looking at temperatures that are on the chilly side, no doubt about it. And as you send the kids out to school, you probably want to wrap them up just a little bit. 59 degrees, pick-up temperature, drop off at 66. We're looking at a pollen count today that's a little higher than it was yesterday, coming in at a 10.1 today. Tomorrow, a little less at 9.9. Complete forecast in a minute.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
59 degrees the air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 42 and a north-northeast wind at about 10. Not quite as breezy as it was yesterday when we were up close to the 20 mark, 20 miles per hour. So that's good. That's probably making it feel just a little bit more comfortable for a lot of folks as they're out and about today. We will probably see those wind speeds even decrease further as we head into the afternoon. Nevertheless, the waves are still high and rip currents are still an issue out there. That temperature probably dropping another couple of degrees before we start to warm things up. But we will warm things up today. It will be a warmer day, I think, as we head into the next 24 hours than we've seen over the course of the last 24 hours. So 53 degrees in Bradenton, 62 Longboat Key, 59 Sarasota, 57 in Venice, 57 in Inglewood. This is about a 7 to 10 degree drop in temperature over the last 24 hours from this time yesterday. So certainly some cooler air in place now thanks to that northern wind. We'll get up to a temperature that climbs to about 66 today. Today, just a degree or two cooler than yesterday. But here's the thing. We'll start to see the temperatures begin to moderate as we head into the evening period. And tonight, I don't think we'll be as cool. We'll start a warming trend that will carry us right through into the weekend. And we'll see temperatures tomorrow that'll probably be 7 to 8 degrees warmer than they are today. So that's good news. We'll just have to wait till we get through the afternoon before we start to see that warming trend really start to kick in. Sunny but cool again today. Daytime highs, as I mentioned, mid to upper 60s. I think some inland temperatures will probably hit the 70 mark today. So that'll be nice. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around. You're not going to see any either. The air just way too dry for that sort of thing. Just to the north, we do have some ongoing snow shower activity, especially around the Boston area. It's beginning to lighten up a lot here in New York City, but still Boston will have another 6 to 12 hours of scattered snow showers before that low eventually just lifts off. We have another system diving south, kind of a lee side low here in the extended range forecast, and by next week we'll probably have another system working its way up toward the northeast. However, this one will be a wet one, an indication that the atmosphere starting to warm up as we head into next week. It won't be a snowy one necessarily, so good news there. Our present low continues to drift off to the north and to the east, dragging the cold front way out into the Atlantic. High pressure builds in. Now, over the weekend, here's what's going to happen. We'll watch this high pressure ridge, which has been bringing us this northerly wind flow, start to scoot to the east. As it moves to the east, our winds twist to the east as well, and that starts our warm up that carries us into the weekend. Next week, I think we'll spend most of the week near the 80-degree mark under mostly sunny skies. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful string of really nice days. Sunny skies today, rain-free, low relative humidity, winds a little bit less, temperatures warming, especially in inland areas, still a little nippy near the coast. And then as we head into tomorrow, we really do warm up, and that warm up takes us into the weekend. So some pretty nice weather shaping up for us here on the Sun Coast. A north wind coming in at about 10 to 15, maybe a little bit of a surge this evening, 3 to 5 foot seas, choppy on bay and inland waters. Small craft advisory still up this morning, and will probably be changed to a cautionary advisory as we head into the afternoon. 66 our high today, 72 tomorrow. As we head into Saturday, we're in the 70s all the way up to close to 80 by Sunday, and next week definitely in the 80s for the beginning of next work week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside into your first alert traffic this morning. Pretty quiet out there, as it usually is this time in the morning. No real traffic bumps right there in Manatee County. Heading a little south into Sarasota County. Those roads are looking pretty decent out there. The only real spots are right there on 41, heading northbound on 41, right after Fruitville Road. If you're heading in that area, it is a little bit congested already this morning. Other than that, if we head a little bit farther south in the area, those roads are still looking pretty decent. A little bit of a slowdown right there on Clark Road. We do have one accident, one thing to tell you about right there on 41. If we can pull that up, we can tell you what that accident is. Right, we've got a little glitch right there. Okay, nope, we don't have that, but we're going to have that. We will have that in our next traffic update just to let you know what's going on out there. That is your first alert traffic.
A new study by the Economic Policy Institute shows that it costs a Sarasota family of 4 about $80,000 to live modestly. The average wage here is about $41,000. Don Hatzel with the Office of Housing and Community Development says affordable housing is a huge need here in Sarasota County. Statistics show that over a third of renters in this community pay more than 30% of their income for rent. Hatzel blames the problem partly on the state, saying lawmakers promised nearly $4 million for Sarasota County housing and instead gave about $700,000.
Both the city and the county are in the process of putting together some strategic initiatives that will help to address the issue. We have an advisory committee that the city and the county have established that will be meeting again shortly.
And they will look at several alternative solutions starting next month.
All right, next we're heading to the greens at the Plantation Golf and Country Club in Venice.
Adam Cellini has this week's Dream 18.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Dream 18. I'm Adam Cellini along with Sean Martin, the head pro here at Plantation Golf and Country Club. And Sean, tell us about the hole you got us playing out here today.
All right, this is Bobcat number 17, big risk reward hole, about 370, 372 from this tee. As you can see, a lot of water behind us. You got to decide what you're going to do off the tee. About 215 carry. You can reach those bunkers at 240. And then you can thread that needle, get as close as you want to the green, but you take on a lot of damage there if you don't make a good shot.
We're going to try to thread the needle here today, so let's see how we do. Oh, something like that.
Work.
No, I pulled it. Yes, sir. Good shot.
A little bit of green to work with.
Not the most nerve-wracking shot, maybe. Just what, get up on the fringe
Into
and
an
let it
uphill
roll?
lie, so you can be aggressive.
Oh, God, I can't do it, guys.
There we go.
Sit down. All right. Oh. right, well, Sean, thanks a lot for your time. Now, this is an interesting club. It's private, but not all residential have to sign up for that membership. That's right?
Yeah, it makes us a little bit unique in that we can take our members from outside the plantation community. Certainly, we'd love to have all of our community members a part of the golf club, but it's nice to be able to open those doors up outside of our community.
Excellent. It was nice to play out here today. Thanks for having us,
Absolutely.
and thanks for watching another edition of Dream 18.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Want to see even more ads on YouTube? Well, it could happen. We're going to tell you why next.
Plus, police say they received an unusual tip on a girl who disappeared 18 years ago. What that could mean for the investigation in the case. Let's take a live look right now at Long Island. Look at that snow up there.
Yes, they're at working on their 4th nor'easter.
Yes.
That is some crazy weather out there. All the snowbirds heading back to that this week and next.
Spring,
Yes.
spring has not sprung there.
No, not quite yet.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Welcome back. Well, students across the country, including here on the Suncoast, are heading to Washington, D.C. to be a part of the March for Our Lives rally over the weekend. It's an event to bring more awareness on gun violence and the need for new gun laws. But some students in Atlanta who are also planning to be a part of this march this weekend are having to pay a big price for taking part in last week's walkout. Now, the teens who did take part in their demonstration at their schools are getting a one-day in-school suspension, which means a day of silent study.
I don't think we deserve this punishment at all. We were fighting for our right to be safe, to go to school and not be killed. I don't see a fault in that.
Now, the other side of that argument, the Cobb County School Districts told students before that walkout that they would be punished if they left class, but didn't specify the punishment at the time.
Unusual story here. A message on a dollar bill found in Wisconsin. Maybe a major tip on a 1999 disappearance of an Arizona girl. Mikkel Briggs was 11 when she disappeared outside her home waiting for an ice cream truck. Police in Wisconsin say somebody recently dropped off this bill after it was found in a collection jar for Girl Scout cookies. On it, it says, "My name is Mikkel Briggs, kidnapped in Mesa, Arizona, and I'm alive." The bill was printed 10 years after her disappearance in 2009. And Biggs's first name is spelled incorrectly, which police say makes them wonder whether or not the note is actually real.
I think it's our obligation, both us and Mesa, it's our obligation to do what we can to ferret out what it really is. You know, is it a hoax? Is it a prank? Is it something that was done mean-spiritedly? Or is it something else? And we need to do the best we can to figure that out.
Biggs would be 30 years old today. Police in Arizona and Wisconsin say the investigation is still active. What's your hunch on that one?
I can't figure that one out for the life of me. It's not like you can fingerprint that thing or even trace where it's been, so it could be something, but then what do you do with it?
I think someone's up to no good in that one.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story, though. Well, finally, raise your hand if you want to see even more ads when you're trying to watch something on YouTube. Well, it is going to happen, but only for certain videos.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, YouTube's push for more paid subscribers.
According to Bloomberg, the site plans to increase the number of ads that play between music videos. The idea is to get users to pay for its subscription music service, which is expected to launch sometime this year. IBM has unveiled what it calls the world's smallest computer. This is a magnified photo of the computer sitting on a pile of grains of salt.
It reportedly costs less than 10 cents to manufacture. The goal is to insert them into products. And there's a new kind of fish in the sea. Scientists have created a remote-controlled robot that allows them to study what's going on underwater.
Its name is Sophie, and it's able to capture high-resolution images. It can reach a depth of 60 feet and stay under for 40 minutes.
Oh, hey, Sophie.
Yeah, it's all cute until a big
What's going on?
great white eats Sophie.
Ooh, those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites. Brought to you by Happy Family Yogurt.
This is a happy belly. This is too. And so is this. At Happy Family, we're on a mission to keep them that way. It's why our delicious organic yogurt is made without any added sweeteners. Because that adorable belly is sweet enough already. Introducing Happy Baby and Happy Tot whole milk yogurt with probiotics. Because happy starts on the inside.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula available. It's clinically proven to work on fine lines and wrinkles. 1 week? That definitely works. Rapid Wrinkle Repair. And for dark spots, Rapid Tone Repair. Neutrogena. See what's possible.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't
don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.